This is giving prom, this little curl. And also I wish I had this tool during prom. Would have saved me a lot of tears at the hairdresser. I'm so sorry. I'm Jess Teich, Deputy Editor at the Good Housekeeping Institute, and today we are testing multi-styler hair tools. We have the Dyson Airwrap for $5.99 and the Shark FlexStyle for $2.99. So they're hair dryers, hair straighteners, hair curlers, diffusers, all in one package. I don't know which one's gonna be better or how they're gonna be different, but can't wait to find out. To compare these two, I'm gonna wet my hair and I'm going to really just put them side by side. Wait, am I gonna wet it all with this? Hair is wet, hair's coming down. Very humbling moment. When you're using any heat tool, I think the most important thing to do is start with a really good heat protectant. And this just prevents frizz and adds heat protectant. Anti-frizz, heat protectant is in, then serum on the ends. I wasn't sure which one to start with, but I think I'll go with the Dyson first because it's the OG. Like, this is the one that made the blueprint. This attachment is the concentrator. You can see how powerful it is. Watch. Oh well. That feels like it could replace a hairdryer to me. I don't know. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right. So for me, that's dry enough. Round brush time. This is the new larger round brush that Dyson just launched. I feel like it really puts it on par with the other items in the market. The arm strength, you guys. I mean, I am so impressed. So the bristles on the round brush for the Dyson, you'll see are pin bristles, whereas on the Shark, you can see that they have pin bristles and boar bristles. The pin bristles on the Airwrap are really tightly packed in, whereas the pin bristles on the Shark are more sparse. So even though this doesn't have boar bristles, it's still able to get hair super smooth. I'm gonna switch it to cool mode to set this, or else it would fuzz up a little bit. To get it cool, you just press upwards on this button. Oh my God. The cool button is so hard to press. You have to hold it up in place the whole time, and it is not ergonomic because you're twisting it the whole time. I'm not gonna do the cool button on this because it's just too much work. Next item, the paddle brush. This is what Dyson calls the firm smoothing brush. It has these flexible bristles. It's actually designed with that same Kawanda airflow to mimic a blowout that you get at the salon. So as you're brushing and styling, the bristles move and the airflow blows downward on your hair. Oh yeah, I love that. That suction sound that it makes, I just know it's doing all the right things. This brush has less tension than the round brush, so it doesn't give as smooth of a blowout, but it still looks good. Yeah. You can hear, now that I'm drying it the opposite way, you can hear the bristles move and the suction dial up the other way. So no matter which way you move it, the air is always blowing downward. All right, detailer time. Going back to the hair drying attachment, if you twist it so the vents are facing forward, it's a hair dryer. If you twist it so the vents are facing backwards, you can use it as a flyaway smoothing attachment. And that is to smooth any frizz or flyaways that you might have. You can see I have a little bit of fuzziness right now, but not a lot because I use heat protectant. Goodbye, see ya. You're gonna be perfectly smooth. That's perfect if you want a very sleek, very smooth look. Let's talk about temperature and why that's even important for a hair tool. Temperature is what styles your hair partially. And when you have a flat iron or a curling iron, most of them start around 350 degrees. In our beauty lab, where we test hair tools every year, our chemists and engineers tested this and it clocked in at about 158 degrees Fahrenheit on average, which is significantly lower than 350 degrees. Our beauty lab is really excited about any tool that has lower temperature because over time, it means less damage to your hair. Shall we get to curling? The Dyson curler has this capability that you just twist it and it changes the air direction. Originally, when the Airwrap launched in 2018, it had 2 curlers and it had arrows on it and it would tell you which way to curl your hair. So it's one wand for all of your head, whereas the Shark and the old Airwrap have 2 barrels. It's actually like magic. The longer I use it, the hotter the barrel is gonna get, and the less time I'll have to hold my hair on it for the same results. Okay. And then I turn it off and let that cool a little bit to set the style. Look at this. That's so impressive. Bing. This is giving prom, this little curl. And also I wish I had this tool during prom. Would have saved me a lot of tears at the hairdresser. I'm so sorry. Okay, so now that the curls are mostly cooled, I pull them apart. There, no more prom. Done with the Dyson. Let's see how the Shark stacks up. The moment that I've been waiting for. I'm sure you have too. So the biggest difference is this little swivel. Okay. Whoa, that is really strong. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm done with the rough dry. That took, I don't know, 15 seconds. Also, this hairdryer is everything that I want to be. Hot, loud, and powerful. I'm gonna switch into the round brush. First thing, it's oval, which is really reminiscent of a hairdryer brush. That oval shape is really good because it kind of combines a paddle brush and a round brush in one. So you're getting your hair nice and smooth and straight, but also getting volume on the edges. Ooh, that's tension. It's family Thanksgiving. Okay. So with the Dyson, I could really just kind of keep spinning my hair as I was drying it, but this I can really only do one turn or else it gets too tangled. And it's like, ugh, I'm stuck. Ooh. I will say the power button placement is not my favorite. I'm so used to with the Dyson, it's up here and it's just a toggle. And here, it's taking me more time to get down to the bottom, which doesn't feel like a big thing, but it feels big right now. This thing is hot. I feel like my scalp is feeling, my neck is feeling a lot warmer on this side than it did on this side so far. This is Shark's paddle brush. It still has the boar bristle, so there's no option to dry your hair with a brush from Shark that doesn't have boar bristles on it. Ooh, I like this. I think I like this better than the round brush. You can kind of use it like a round brush because of those side bristles. Just blowing my hair straight out instead of down. Okay. One thing I'm noticing with the paddle brush here, it doesn't have the Kawanda effect that the Dyson has, like when these flex and the air blows down your hair. This is kind of blowing my hair like everywhere. So when I was doing it, I could see that hair was coming up here, which I think will create frizz in the style. So much air that comes out of this brush. Whew, all right. That was taxing, but look how good it looks. Last layer. Because I'm gonna rough dry it first, I think I wanna try to use the concentrator. This is something that Dyson doesn't have, and this concentrator is great if you were going to opt to use this as a traditional hair dryer. Yeah, you see how it pushes all your hair nice and flat? Because it's that concentrated airstream. Gratifying. All right. It's also a lot easier to use the cool shot on the Shark because it is just a button and not this like auto return to cool. These flyaways are a little wild, but I can use the concentrator on the Shark to press them down just by kind of gliding it over the top. Ooh. It's not high tech, but it works. It is pretty dang smooth, but I will say the Dyson side looked smoother. You can see at the ends here, it's a little bit fuzzy, a little bit frizzy, a little dry looking. Maybe it has to do with the fact that the heat is higher on the Shark. In our Beauty Labs analysis, the Shark actually operates at about 185 degrees Fahrenheit compared to the Dyson's 158. So it does get significantly hotter, which over time can be damaging to your hair. Let's try the curler on the Shark. I want my curls to face outwards, so I'm going to go with this attachment where the arrows point the direction the curl is gonna go. Feels the exact same as the Dyson. It's that Kawanda effect. I'm noticing as I curl my very long hair that I don't have enough real estate on this shorter barrel than I do on this Dyson. It's a little bit shorter, but it makes a big difference. It's done, but at what cost? Final style, Dyson versus Shark. First and foremost, my hair looks amazing, and both sides look pretty identical. I am so impressed, might even say blown away, by the Shark. The big pro here is how versatile it is. I love how this converts into a hairdryer and looks like something that we're already used to using. And of course, it is half the price of the Dyson. That's hard to beat. Now onto the cons for the Shark. It does get hotter than the Dyson. While heat translates to a longer lasting style, it also could mean more damage for your hair over time. Even though the Shark does operate warmer than the Dyson, still 180 some odd degrees is so much less damaging than the 350 degrees that a flat iron or a curling iron operates at. The Dyson does operate at a lower heat, and I do think that's its biggest pro. Another big pro of the Dyson is this reversible barrel. I love not having to fumble with multiple barrels. If I had to choose one, which one am I choosing? Final answer, Dyson. But that's just for me, and let me explain why. The deciding factor for me really comes down to the heat. The Dyson is cooler, so ultimately, it's healthier for my hair. Regardless of which multi-styler you choose, these are both amazing tools, and I would continue to use them both. I am so impressed with their performance, and I truly love them both. Just maybe not equally.